Archangel Michael warns the enemy stole your scroll. You need to know this. Don't skip a single second. Talk to me, my child. I want you to feel how much I want you to answer when I call you in your spirit. I'm not yelling at you or telling you what to do, because my heart has been on you for so long. I really want to know. I waited, watched, and stayed close to you even when you moved away. I'm calling again, not because I'm mad, but because I love you so much and I need to hear back. Stop right now. Just stop, please. Take a moment to let everything else calm down. Not everyone should do this. This is not meant for other people to hear, just the two of us. I'm talking to you directly, on purpose, and quickly. It's not much I want. Not even 90 seconds. 90 seconds to give it your all. What's at stake is much bigger than that. It's not even close to how long I've been waiting. But it really does mean everything. A long time has passed since I last heard from you. It's been longer than you think. I waited while you were confused. I watched until you were tired. I waited while you found something to do. Because it was too hard for me to listen. You promised yourself that you'd answer me later, when things were clearer, when life slowed down, or when you were ready. I waited because love can wait. I care, but being patient doesn't mean I don't. There has been no distance between us while I've been waiting. Please hear me now. It's not a trick. It's not drama. It's not making things sound bigger than they really are. It's not my goal to scare you into talking. Because time is important. I'm just telling you the truth. Moments are important. In the same way, chances to respond don't always stay open. Not because my love ends, but because this is the last call in this way. The seasons shift. Chances can slip away without a trace. Also, I don't want you to miss what might still be different. One more response is to stay quiet. You need to understand that. It is still a choice to not answer. It's still a choice to ignore this moment. That's not meant to make you feel bad. This is what I'm saying because it gives you power to know it. You're not just here to watch. You can do something. You are being asked to answer. And heaven is keeping a close eye on this. Not judging, just considering what they say. Heaven is quiet right now. Heaven is paying close attention. Something important is going on between you and me, so heaven is leaning in. Not after. Today. Now is your chance. Not just anyone, not just any time. This moment is important because it holds a choice. It does matter what you choose. I know that fear is probably rising in you. Fear of what you might have to do to answer. Not wanting to change. Fear of not getting what you want. Fear of giving up hope again and being let down. Let me take away your fear slowly. You don't have to promise anything. You don't have to fix your whole life in 90 seconds. Please pay attention to me, to answer me. Say, I'm listening, to yourself, even if it's not loud. My love for you is still the same. It's not less strong now. It is still going strong. I'm not here because you did something wrong. I'm here for you. I'm here because I know what will happen if you don't speak up, and I won't let you drift off without one last, clear invitation. Things will change for good if you don't pay attention to this, but not because I'm going to leave you. It's because moments that aren't answered form habits, and habits form hearts. Please get it. I don't want to scare you. I really do love you. Love whispers from time to time. Love waits sometimes. There are times when love has to be direct and say, answer me now. Not to keep you in line, but to keep you safe. To keep what's still possible, not to push you. You only need to give me 90 seconds of your full attention to change everything. Everything starts with awareness. Paying attention is the first step to healing. To get things back on track, you need to say something. You do not need to use perfect words. You don't need a beautiful heart. You only need to want to do it. It's not about religion. It's not about how well you do. Things don't have to follow rules or look a certain way. Don't worry about that. This is about being linked, about having real conversations, about how you're not carrying everything by yourself anymore and acting like everything is fine, about you finally letting me see you for real. Please answer. I wish I hadn't had to wait so long. Having to wait while you just got by. While you pushed your feelings away, they waited. While you quietly thought, they waited. During the wait, you felt alone, even when other people were around. I was never far away. I was always close, ready for when you would finally notice me and listen. Now is your chance. It's not that things will get easy all of a sudden, but that things can start to change. Your pain can change. A heavy feeling can go away. Things can start to make sense. But your answer is the first step. Please answer me now. Not even 90 seconds. Stay here. Pay attention. Let this moment end what it began. If you answer now, things can still change. I want you to know how long I've been here for you, child. That is, not impatiently, irritably, or by counting your mistakes, but with the kind of patience that only love has. I've been with you all year, even though you didn't see me. Even when you felt like you were by yourself, even after you thought I was done with you. I did not. I stayed. There I was. During times when you weren't sure what you believed, I waited. I waited until your prayers stopped, got shorter, or became quieter. I waited for you when life got hard, and you chose to keep going instead of stopping to feel. I didn't move away just because you were quiet. Because you were busy, I didn't turn away. I stayed close and watched and listened, ready for when you were ready to answer me again. Type Amen if you're following God's plan for your life, and He's guiding your every move. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site, you are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. There were many times when I could have broken through faster. I could have snuck into your life and made you see things, shaking things up until you had no choice but to look at me. But love that makes you do things isn't love. I'm grateful for the freedom I gave you. What you choose is okay with me, even if it hurts to see you struggle by yourself. I didn't say anything, because I wanted your answer to come from the heart, not from fear or a need to please someone else. It looked like you were lost and didn't ask for help. I saw you wonder about things that you were afraid to say out loud. It was clear that you were tired, but I told you to keep going for a little while longer. I saw you learn how to get through the day without taking a break, how to deal with things without really getting better, and how to keep going even though your heart felt like it should have been lighter. I still had to wait. There were times when you felt a soft pull inside, like a thought that came and went, or a gentle push that you quickly ignored. Those were my soft words, because at that moment, your heart could only handle them. Because you were still learning, I didn't speak louder. You were still getting better, in ways you didn't fully understand yet. You were still delicate. I waited for you, and even kept you from truths that would have been too much for you to handle at once. It's hard to wait when you love someone very much. To see someone you care about carry loads they don't need to is painful. It hurts to see them feel alone, even though you're right there with them. At times, it hurt my heart to see you have trouble with things I wanted to help you with. I saw you feel bad about things that weren't your fault. I saw how lonely, confused, and worn out you felt. I stayed true to you even when you weren't. I was there for you, even when you felt like you were far away. I was kind to you, even when you were being mean to yourself. It has never mattered to me if you knew I was there or not. It has never been about giving the right answer. I have been faithful when there was silence, when you had to wait, and when you thought nothing was going on. You might believe that the chance was lost when time went by. But keep this in mind, waiting doesn't mean you forget. You don't have to lose interest while you wait. Love doesn't weaken when you wait. I've been waiting a lot. I've been watching out for you, guiding you, making things easier, and keeping doors open for you. When you weren't ready to walk through them, I saw you pick up things to do instead of quiet time at times. It wasn't that you didn't care, it was just that the silence was too heavy. That didn't get you in trouble with me. It made sense to me, to stay alive. You were doing what you knew how to do. So, I waited for the time when it would no longer be enough to just stay alive. When your heart began to yearn for something more honest, something real. I waited for you even when you thought I was quiet. I didn't stay quiet. I was polite. It's not the same thing to be quiet and patient. It feels empty when it's quiet. With patience, you can do anything. I was getting you ready, shaping you, and making you stronger in ways you couldn't see while I waited. Even the times you were late taught you something. Your side trips added depth. Your trip has not been a waste of time. You might be wondering why I didn't help you sooner, or why I let you go through so much pain. Please hear me now. You can't rush through some lessons. You can't fully understand some things until you've been through them. Realizing that you can't handle everything by yourself can help you heal in some ways. To teach you a lesson, I didn't leave you alone. I stayed with you while you learned it. My love has never been forced on you. I don't break doors down. I knock. I'm waiting. I keep coming back because I trust you. Because I value your Yes. In a covenant relationship, you make a choice. I didn't stop waiting even when you didn't answer. There were nights when you didn't know why you felt empty. There were nights when you looked into the dark and knew something was missing, but couldn't put your finger on it. I was there, waiting, not giving you the finger or making you do something, just being there, hoping that one day you would stop running and turn toward me. I have been faithful, even though you have been quiet. Honest with me when you talked to me, and when you didn't. Trustworthy when you did, and not when you did not. Always there for you, even when you felt far away. Your attention doesn't change how loyal I am. It's part of who I am. You are now here. You can now listen. That's why I waited, to say, I'm still here, instead of, I told you so. I still love you. I'm still ready to walk with you. Still ready to carry what you no longer need to carry by yourself. Don't think of my waiting as being absent. Don't worry about it. Think of it as love that wouldn't go away. Just think of it as faithfulness that lasted through all the quiet times. Because you are worth waiting for. I have been waiting for you. I'm still here, ready to meet you where you are and walk forward with you, just like I always have been. Sick of you. Not at all. My child, you chose to be quiet sometimes. These words are not meant to put the blame on you or bring up old hurts. This is what I say because I want you to understand your story in a kind and honest way. I remember those times very well, not because I failed, but because I was scared, tired, and unsure. And those feelings were stronger than trust. In all of them, I was there, even when you turned your back on me. I touched your heart sometimes, and you felt it, even if it was only for a second. A thought that came out of nowhere and stayed for a long time. There was a quiet unease when something didn't seem right, a feeling that you need to speak up, leave, stop, or begin something new. You knew about it. You asked about it. Then you chose to be quiet. You told yourself it wasn't important. You told yourself you had too much on your mind. That was the promise you made to yourself. You didn't put it off because you didn't care. You did it because it felt safer to wait than to answer. It felt like making a promise to answer. It felt like change to respond. Being quiet made me feel in charge. So, you were late. You came up with reasons that made sense. You told yourself it wasn't the right time. Things were too complicated. And you needed more information before you could act. Those reasons were not lies. They were shields. They kept you from moving, but they also kept you safe from the unknown. There were times when you told me, not now. I heard the deals you made with yourself in private. Later, when things calmed down. After work, when I'm stronger. After some time, when I'm surer. You didn't tell me no straight out. I told you, not yet. I respected that, even if it meant you lost your peace. Please don't feel bad about hearing this. I'm not mad at you for those times. I am not upset with you. I feel sadness, not anger. Sadness because I saw how heavy your heart was and how much lighter it could have been if you had answered sooner. Sadness because I saw you deal with problems by yourself that you never had to deal with by yourself. Please be quiet, my child. Not because it makes me mad, but because it makes you who you are. Your heart learns a pattern when you ignore what it feels, even if it's just a little. It learns to put off being aware. It learns to ignore what it feels in its gut. It learns to pick ease over the truth. Not all at once. Slowly. Almost like you didn't notice. That's how going around things works. it doesn't scream, says in a low voice, "This can wait." The heart changes slowly over time as it learns not to react. It gets harder to answer the next time. After each time you choose silence, being clear feels farther away every time you put something off. It's not because I move, but because you can't feel things as well as you used to. Hearts get used to the things they do. It gets better at listening if it does it often. It gets quieter if it works on avoiding. You didn't mean to ignore me. I know that. You were too busy. You were worn out. You had a lot on your plate already. At times, it seemed like the only way to stay alive was to be quiet. Something inside you thought that if you opened one more door, everything would come flooding out. So you didn't say anything. You had things to do. You didn't pay attention. I knew the reason why. But being quiet also kept you from feeling better. It didn't let you rest. You couldn't hear comfort when you needed it the most. Fear was able to speak where the truth should have been heard because of it. Other people spoke up when you kept quiet. Not sure, critiquing yourself, stress. They talked loudly during the quiet time you didn't want to share with me. At times, your heart wanted to cry out, but you kept your mouth shut. When you knew you needed help, but told yourself you could handle it on your own. There were times when you wanted help, but were afraid of what that help might ask of you. It felt safe to be quiet, but it also became a burden. I'm not reminding you of these times to make you feel bad about what you did. Being sad without having hope hurts. These things are brought up to help you understand. Change is possible when you understand. You're not stuck because of your silence in the past, but you need to be aware of it so you don't do it again. I stayed close to you even when you chose to be quiet. I didn't move back. I didn't move away. There I was. I made things easier where I could. I kept you away from paths that would have done you more harm. I still cared about you even though you didn't answer. But some things took longer than they should have. Because you answered, which silence keeps closed. Sometimes it's polite to be quiet, but avoiding something is not. I'm afraid to look, is what avoidance says, and fear grows when it's dark. If you don't face your fears, they will shape you in a quiet way. They affect the choices you make. They make you less brave. That's why being quiet is important. Not because I want you to say something, but because your heart needs the truth. I know you were afraid that answer would cost you something. You were afraid of losing control. You were afraid of being let down. You thought that if people heard you, you would have to change. And the change was hard, so you didn't say anything. You stayed where you knew what to do, even if it was hard. But, kid, your silence has already cost you. It has sometimes cost you peace. It's made you less clear. It kept you from resting. You are not to blame for what I say. I am just trying to make my point clear. Your heart has been shaped by silence for too long. It's no longer necessary to shape it. You are not guilty for the times you chose to be quiet. You are now being asked to choose how to respond. One honest answer can start to undo years of avoiding. Being open for a moment could bring back sensitivity that had been lost. It's still possible. I'm not here to talk about your past. I'm here to make your present different. I'm going to talk now because I know you can hear me. Still, your heart is soft enough to listen. You are still awake enough to feel this moment. That's more important than how long you were quiet before. Don't be afraid to answer me now, because you didn't answer me before. there's no score for me. I'm offering to connect. It's better to feel close when you're sad than ashamed. Let awareness take the place of avoiding. Let truth take the place of silence. I'm still here. I'm still hearing. I am still waiting. Not because I am sad, but because I am hopeful. Because your story isn't over yet, and silence won't win. Say, Amen, if Jesus is your safe place in every storm. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. When I say this is the last warning, my child, I want you to pay close attention and not be afraid to fill in what you think I mean. I'm not leaving you just because it's final. Final doesn't mean the end of my love. Final doesn't mean I'll leave you if you don't get it right. My love will never end. I won't leave your side. Time doesn't change, only moments do. Not my heart, but the chances. In your life, there are different times of the year, and certain times during those times. Every season lasts for a longer time, during which you slowly grow, learn, and gain experience. Windows are not the same. Windows are times when you understand something better, are more aware, and can see, understand, or choose something more easily than at any other time. Right now is a window. Grace is always there. That's important for you to know. There is always grace. Grace doesn't go away just because you hesitate. Grace is a part of me. Things like this do pass, though. They change because time goes on, and people's hearts change based on what they do. Not because I take them away in anger. It feels better to respond when a window is open. When it closes, it's harder, slower, and heavier to respond than it should be. That's why I can speak so clearly right now. This is not meant to scare you, but to help you understand where you are at this very moment. It will be easier for you to answer now than later for sure. You can feel this today because your heart is open. You can still feel how important what I say without shutting down. You can feel the need to act quickly without getting scared. That's not a promise that will last forever. In this case, final means I won't keep making the same call in the same way, with the same clarity, intensity, and openness in your heart. I won't keep cutting you off. It's not that I no longer care. Hearts get used to things they ignore over and over again. When you always put off warnings, they lose their power. I love you too much to let this just be background noise. I want you to know that this is done out of kindness. Even if I said the same thing over and over, your sense of urgency would fade. There will always be another moment like this. You would tell yourself. That belief would teach you over time to always put things off. That's not freedom. Putting things off is a quiet way to get stuck. There is still grace. Even if you don't answer right now, I'll still be close. I will still lead you where you let me. You would change inside, though. It would take more work, more courage, and more breaking of habits that are being formed now to respond later. Now is a nicer time to respond. This is why I need you to answer while the door is open. It's not always true that doors slam shut. A lot of doors shut quietly. You just wake up one day and realize you don't feel the same way you used to. Your urgency goes away. Your sensitivity goes down. The awareness that was pressing on your heart before moves away. Then you question why it's so hard to answer. This is why faith feels heavier, why you don't feel clear yet. It's not that I move. It's because the time has passed. I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad. I'm telling you this to make you aware of a chance. Chance always feels like a tough choice before it feels like a gift. It's a gift, though. Here is your chance to respond today. While your heart is still soft, your mind is still clear, and it still feels possible to listen. Just because you answer while the door is open doesn't mean you know everything. Making a promise for life doesn't mean it. It doesn't mean sudden success. It means choosing to pay attention instead of running away. That you should be honest instead of keeping quiet. It means paying attention to me instead of drifting off again. Because of this is the last warning in this form. It needs to be open. It needs to be sensitive. It needs a heart that can handle how serious things are without getting tough. I can see that in you now. It looks like you're still feeling this. I can see that you are still able to answer. That's why I'm here, now instead of later. I want you to feel how heavy this is without being scared. It's not dangerous to be heavy. Importance is shown by weight. Heavy times happen when they shape your path more than others. Now is one of those times. Not because everything depends on it, but because how you answer will affect when something important starts or stops. I'm not putting a clock over your head. I'm next to you and pointing to the door that's open. I'm saying this right now, while it's easier and you can still understand me. That's love, that's taking care. That's when patience finally sees things clearly. I won't leave you if you don't answer right now. But I'm not going to knock the same way over and over. You might not notice as much when I talk differently, more quietly, and in a roundabout way. Not because I said nothing, but because you will have moved on to something else. I don't want you to live a life full of delays. I want your path to be easier than it has been. I want you to grow by becoming more aware, not by struggling over and over again. Well, that's why I'm here now, with love that is clear and honest. The word, final, shouldn't scare you. Pay attention to it. It can help you see how important this moment is. Don't let it push you away. Let it pull you closer. There is no threat against you. You have a choice that is being given to you. The door is only open for now, today, and you don't have to be perfect when you answer. It needs you to be there. Stay here. Pay attention. Please answer me while you can still feel this. Now, my child, I want to be honest with you about what your silence has cost you. I'm not accusing you or making you feel guilty. I'm just trying to help you see what has been slowly slipping away while you waited, put things off, and told yourself there would be time later. It's not about punishment. It's about what will happen, and there's a difference that came from love. It's not clear what silence takes from you. It doesn't come in a loud or violent way. It takes things away slowly and gently. So at first you might not even notice. You don't just wake up and find that there is no more peace. You're just a little more antsy than before. You don't lose your way all of a sudden. You're just a little less sure of yourself, and a little more tired of making choices. This is how delays work. You're not broken all at once. It slowly takes away what was supposed to keep you going. Being quiet has been making things worse for you. Not the kind of peace that changes based on what's going on around you, but the deep peace that comes from being in sync. In some places, peace was close by, relief was easy to get, and rest could have set in. You didn't rest, though, because of the silence. It kept you from letting go and managing. So peace stayed close, but you didn't receive it, like a gift you didn't open because you were too busy. To be clear, your silence has also been hurting you. Being honest makes things clearer. When you wait to answer, listen, or respond, your thoughts start to pile up without a plan. There are too many questions without answers. You start to doubt things that you used to know for sure. You doubt what your gut tells you. For real, you're just not sure what to do, because you haven't been heard by yourself or me. When there is silence, confusion can grow where there was once calmness. It had been another quiet loss to lose sensitivity. You should be sensitive to my voice, your own needs, and when something is wrong. At first, it was easy for you to feel little pushes. You quickly felt discomfort. You knew when to pay attention to something, but hearing silence over and over again teaches the heart to lower its voice. What seemed important before now seems far away. What upset you before doesn't bother you much now. It's not that you turned bad or lost faith. This is because the heart changes based on what it does. Please take this in a gentle way. You didn't become less sensitive when I stopped talking. You lost it because you put off listening too much. Responding makes you more sensitive. It gets weaker by avoiding. And losing sensitivity doesn't lead to big failure. It leads to repetition. You've been going through cycles that could have ended sooner. The same feelings are coming back, feeling the same tiredness again. The same questions keep coming up with no answers. The same longing goes up and down. It doesn't feel like you're not making progress. It's just that silence keeps putting you back where you started. Lessons repeat when you don't answer right away. It takes longer to grow when you put off becoming aware. No, this is not a punishment. That's what I need you to hear. You are forced to take the punishment. Things happen naturally as a result. I'm not going to punish you for being quiet. But being quiet has its own weight. Things that need your attention don't go away if you don't deal with them. It sits there. And things that are waiting tend to come back louder, heavier, and more insistent. I can tell you're tired of repeating yourself to yourself. Are you sick of telling yourself you'll change, but still feeling stuck? We're tired of cycles that we know, but that drain us. You've been going around in circles instead of forward, because of the silence. Not because you couldn't move forward, but because moving forward requires you to be involved. It needs a response. At times, a simple answer could have changed things in a gentle way. A moment to think, pray, and be ready to stop and feel. It was quiet during those times, not because I took them away, but because the silence helped you move on, and each moment you missed made your journey a little heavier. I'm not saying this to be too much for you. I'm telling you this to help you understand. Figuring things out breaks cycles. They stay alive because of shame. You don't have to punish yourself for being quiet. It needs to be clear to you, so you don't keep paying it. Being quiet has also made things harder for you. It's felt like life was harder than it should have been. Not because you were on the wrong path, but because you've been carrying things for too long. You carried weight that was meant to be let go of. You brought questions that were supposed to be answered. You went through confusion that was meant to be cleared up. Being quiet made you strong, but when you don't rest, strength turns into strain. I saw you push through days when you could have used a break. I saw how you made bad feelings seem normal, even though they were never meant to be normal. I saw you tell yourself that this is how things are now. Also, I need you to know something important. It doesn't need to be this heavy. The consequences are not a judgment. They give us information. They make you aware of what needs your attention. It's not proof that you failed that you feel the cost now. Something needs to change because of this. And things can still change. You no longer have peace, clarity, sensitivity, or momentum because of silence. But it hasn't taken your future. It hasn't taken my love. It hasn't taken away the chance to get things back on track. Those things are still here, but they need to hear from you first. I'm telling you this now not to make you feel bad, but to help you stop the quiet losses that keep happening. Being aware brings back what silence took away. One honest answer can help bring peace back. Just 1 minute of listening can make things clear again. Being sensitive can come back with just one choice to stop avoiding. When you hear this, you might feel sad. Don't feel heavy with shame. Just feel clean sadness. Sadness that brings people together instead of apart. Sadness that says, I see now, instead of, I failed. Seeing is the first step to getting better. I'm not going to remember anything bad about you. There is no way for me to know how much was lost. I'm thinking about what can still be fixed. Right, Amen. If you fully trust me, Lord. If giving up your control brings you peace, then share this video. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open before we get to the end of this powerful story. Let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass by you. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided e-books and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step, your abundance awaits.